Hello again, another wee walk with Steve. This time, Ballycastle, in a place called Corrymeela, which in Irish translates to Hill of Harmony. This was a place where Janet, Ruth and I did a lot of our growing up. Mum and Dad were founder members of the organisation that this site belongs to, which aimed to find bridges between the Catholics and the Protestants in Northern Ireland at the height of the Troubles. It would bring groups here to experience the other side. It's Coventry House, built with money from the Coventry Cathedral side of things. A big reconciliation centre from the Second World War. And we would come here as a family to help. I use the word advisedly. I'm not sure what a teenage me help could provide, but we tried. And this house here is where the centre management lived, and it was a lot more basic whenever we came here. Indeed, it was wooden chalets and not a lot else, just a bit of peace and quiet. And over here is the Davy village. The founder of Corrymeela was Ray Davy, and his wife Kathleen. He was a minister. He was basically everybody's favourite grandpa and granny. I stayed with them whenever I was nursing, and it was an interesting time. He was always keen to challenge the way you thought, and to a certain extent, I can speak for myself, and I'm sure Janet and Ruth are the same. We did a lot of our growing up here. We were exposed to difference. We came from quite a settled, happy, peaceful family background, and the people we met here were not, probably. They came from areas of Belfast and Derry and Mid-Ulster where life was not easy. And this little green spot here was the football field back in the day. We've now got a windy mill. But we were exposed to people of different faiths, different ideas, different classes, different backgrounds. And to us it was normal. We learnt a lot of life in the weeks we spent here. Now the Davy village, which we're passing, used to be the old work camp. And late teenagers would come here from all over the world and Northern Ireland to work together on site maintenance and other things. I can remember the first work camps. I wasn't on because I was too young, but they were handed a set of planks, some nails, and they were told to make their beds. But it's all new now, and this is the view out over the Straits of Moyle to Rathlin Island. And on a good day over there you can see Scotland, but it's a bit cloudy today. And many's an evening, the sun going down, we would sit out on this bank and watch the sun go down, and talk and learn about other people in ways that probably we were blessed to have, because other people didn't. And a name jumps immediately to mind, Mad Jack, who was from Hawaii and was sort of a very strange, very challenging chap who may well see this. But we would sit on the grass here and look out over the straits. And my father, when he died, expressed a preference for this coastline. And he was cremated, and we scattered his ashes about there, between Corrymeela and Rathlin. So he is part, little bits of him are part of this coastline. We didn't have picnic tables in our day. Poof. I'm walking on round the side of what used to be the work camp. We come to Tara, which is the Arts and Crafts Centre. I see a familiar face, I think. Hello, hello.
Are you part of the community staff?
No, I'm neither. I am. Hold on a second. I'm moving on. I had a small break there for to chat to some locals who probably didn't want to be in film. So this is Tara, and it's the Arts and Crafts Centre. And as you can see, there is stuff being done by various groups. Kids would come here and they would experience art for the first time, coming from some of the more challenging areas of Belfast or Derry. And I always enjoyed my time in Tara, painting and drawing, what have you. There we are, Tara Tavern. And this green bit, as Jonathan Roof will remember, was the scene of trampolining and bouncy castles and many, many water fights. And we'll walk on down. This used to be the big house, and it was a Dutch barn, but it was removed and slightly better construction as time went on. And behind this hedge is well, a slide at the minute, but if I go up the steps, ooh, there we are. This used to be the site, or is it next door? The Wooden Spoon Playground, opened by Willie John McBride, where the kids would come and play. And on the other side of this is the pride and joy, can't go that way, the pride and joy of the founder's wife, which is Kathleen Davy, had her own little garden that she would keep. And it was always an honour to help her with the keeping of the garden. Not that I'm the world's best gardener, it has to be said, but coming up and planting and weeding was always an interesting thing to do of an afternoon. And Kathleen always had a story to tell, and the garden remains with its sundial. And the new addition is the little summer house to come and sit and contemplate. And There used to be a sign here that said Corrymeela begins when you leave. It probably is still around here somewhere, but I'm just not terribly sure where. But it has been replaced by a rather interesting bit of sculpture. The house is used primarily for conferences and places where people can get together and discuss life, the universe, everything, and how we can make it a better place. And if I walk round the side here, this hillside, these trees were planted by a gentleman by the name of Roy. And Roy was a bit of a character. You would never see Roy far from his beloved sit-upon lawnmower, overseen by the eye of Desi McLernan, the site maintenance guy who made sure that everything was running according to plan. And his fuchsia are now quite a lot higher than they were when we came here many years ago. And this is another place where we would sit in groups or alone and look out to Rathlin. A lot of flies about today. And over to Ken Bain and the causeway. Sheep Island there, just sneaking out from the background. And down below us there's a little beach which we can't actually see, but we might from over here, called Maguire Strand, which my friend Tim O'Hara, who lived in the house behind us, and his family used to go to for their holidays in their caravan. And there used to be a seat there to sit and contemplate the world. Lots of dog roses. And we don't have smell-o-vision, but it smells particularly of Turkish delight just at the minute. I'm going down the path, which used to be muddy, but is now nicely concreted, into an area called the Dale. And if memory serves correctly, there was a stage here and we had concerts and things. Janet sang with, I've forgotten his name, somebody famous. I'm sure she'll put it in the comment as to what his name was. It'll come to me when I'm not thinking about it. But this is the Dale, and we used to have big bonfires once a week down here. And you can see we still have a barbecue. And we'd have a barbecue and we'd all sing songs and do silly sketches and just live life. And because this is down in a depression, the Dale was always peaceful. Never had a lot of wind. And it was a place to come to be inventive. And if I go on down here, there we go. We now have another little, although it's seen better days, sitting place. And there is Maguire Strand Caravan Park, where, as I was saying, Tim would come on his holidays. And that road takes you out to Marconi's cottage, which is a very pleasant walk of an evening. And I'll take the wild way back up through Roy's planting. And this should take me out, if memory serves, at the Bell. Oh, where am I going? Oh, going sideways. There we are. See the gate? I'm too tall for this, you need to be a hobbit. There we are. And here we are. There are lots of little paths that take you various places around here. And this brings us out into another little kiddies play area with a pirate ship and little wigwammy things and the sight bell. This bell, I used to know the story of it, where it came from. I believe it's a church bell, and we would be sent out to summon the site for a service or a concert, and it was always an honour to pull this I'm not sure what lever and swing the bell and make it go doing. And the finish of the tour is into the Cree. This is the Cree. And Cree in Irish means heart. Like all Irish words, it means a lot of other things. This building was designed to have a spiral shape that resembled the inner workings of the heart, because the heart is the and unfortunately it's locked because the site's empty at the minute. And along the side here we've got, Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. And that is sort of the motto of Corrymeela. There would be church services or meditations would happen in there. And because at the minute we're in between, oh goodness me, that's bright, in between groups, there's nobody actually on site at the minute. I did go try and get into reception to ask permission, but since there's nobody here, I'm not having anybody extra in my wee movie. And there we have a seat. Huh. And it's dedicated to Susie Stockman, who we all know in the family. Tread softly, for you tread on my dreams. Nothing like a bit of Yeats on a Sunday morning. And back around the cliff edge, up past what used to be the work camp is now the Davy Village. There were two buildings, there was the village and the work camp, and they've now been combined into one big place. If you're a youth worker or a social worker in Northern Ireland, you will know the Corrymeela site. It was a no man's land in our troubled past, where they could bring people into safety, and in that safety and peace, both the sight and the sea and the sky going on forever, where people could think about what they believe about the other side, and hopefully, and in a lot of cases they did, change the way they think and make the world a better place. As I say, this is a special place for Janet, Ruth, myself, my mum, my dad, and loads of other people who may well see this and listen to it, like Carmel and Rosie and Mary and Robert Semple. Yeah, there are times when I think I really should have listened more when I was here. And people say, "Why? What did you miss?" I said, "I don't know. I missed it." But it is part of all of our growing ups. We met ministers. We met people of serious intellect. We met artists, poets, and all of those things came together into making Janet, Ruth and I what we are today. Along with, needless to say, with being the children of Isabel and Donald, which probably helped them a bit. Anyway, we're coming up to the car park. Bye for now. Love much.